All right, let us see another example of application which is related to revenue, average change in revenue, and instantaneous rate of change of revenue. So let us see using example. The example is the revenue in dollars from the sale of X car seats for infants is given by the following. So the revenue function is given by this one, where the model works for X between 0 and 3,200. So this is the revenue function. Now the first question is find the average change in revenue if production is changed from 1,000 car seat to 1,050 car seat. That means average change in revenue is R at 1,050 minus R at 1,000 divided by 1,050 minus 1,000. It's just similar to finding the average rate of change. This is for revenue. Now let's do it. This means you have to substitute. This is 64 times 1,050 plus minus 0.02 1,050 the whole square for the first one. Minus, use parentheses carefully. 64 times 1,000 minus 0.02 1,000 the whole square. The bottom one is 50. So I use my calculator, and the first one R at 1,050 is 45,150. At 1,000 is 44,000 divided by 50. The difference on top becomes 1,150 divided by 50, and this becomes 23. This is 23. All right. Now, what is the derivative of the given function? So look at the function. So the derivative of the function is 64 minus 2 times 0.02, right? And which is x here. So this becomes 64 minus 0.04x. That is the derivative of the revenue function. All right. What is the other question? Okay. Find the revenue and instantaneous. Instantaneous, now this is derivative. The keyword here. Instantaneous, or we call it marginal. So the instantaneous rate of change of revenue at a production level of 1,000 car seat and interpret. So we have already calculated R at 1,000 is, we plug in 64 times 1,000 minus 0.02 times 1,000 the whole square. In the previous question we answered this one. This is 44,000, and our derivative at 1,000 is 64 minus 0.04 times 1,000. When you use your calculator, this one you would get 24. Now the interpretation is important here, the interpretation of your result. That means at a production level of 1,000, right? 1,000 car seats, the revenue is, $44,000 and is, this is positive and increasing. This is important because it's positive at a rate of $24 per car seat. That is the interpretation. Remember, derivative tells you rate of change. This is important. The keyword is rate of change. You have to include per car seat and increasing. And this one is the revenue is $44,000. So revenue, and it is derivative. You see the relation. Derivative tells you the rate of change, or we call it instantaneous rate of change of revenue, or we call it a marginal revenue.